KJ, we won.
We won a flipping game. Honestly, guys, I'm happy. Y'all was saying I was moaning and miserable last game. Listen, I'm happy. Look, I'm smiling. My children scored, got an assist. Mainu, Ahmad doing their thing. Bruno showing us why, as much as he's a divisive figure at Man United, as much as it's gonna be if a bid came in for like 80 million, the question is will we sell him? Will we keep him? He shows that he can be a quality player for us today, and he can be a quality player for us in general. So it's just all around. It's our best display in a good while. I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the Ten Hag set us up structurally. There are massive issues that still are there, but at the end of the day, we want him to win. We want him to win. We want Man United to win, and we won a game and we won it well. And the goals that Newcastle scored, like that Lewis Hall won, you can't do anything about that. That's a flipping screamer. So respect for that. That Gordon's one is a cutback. If we all score cutbacks, and that's an issue. But at the end of the day, fam, happy days, man. Happy days. Terry, you said something in your opening statement. One second, let me just do one thing. I'm still here. I'm just wiping my camera. Right. Terrace, you said something at the start of the stream.
Yes.
Where you said, oh, Ahmad's first 3 games on Ollie, I didn't really see much. Bro, the man scored a backwards header to give us a lead in the Europa League quarters on his debut. And then every time he played for us, he was like getting assists or playing really well. I don't know what you wasn't seeing, my brother. Maybe it was the heights. Maybe it was just
listen. I hear you.
He's always been talented.
Cole here also calls me out, saying Terry said he hasn't seen anything special in Ahmad. This is why people question your ball knowledge. Now, what I'll say, Cole, on that is, I'm going to be arrogant for a minute. I very rarely do this. I've got one of the biggest fan channels in the world, so I think there's a lot of people that respect my ball knowledge, my takes on football, my conversations around them. But what I'm talking about is when I see youngsters come in, I have a standard for youngsters, and they have to dazzle me. And do you know what's interesting? When he came on against Liverpool this season, he dazzled me. The game, he barely started after that. And then the game against Arsenal.
Why always me, man?
I like seeing that. Then why would you? Then again tonight, I look at him and go, now that's what I want to see. I know he scored that backwards header. I didn't say he wasn't good enough. I said that I just hadn't seen anything and I wasn't convinced. But what did I also say, Carl? KJ, what did I also say?
There's a player in there.
There's a player in there, and I want to see him given a chance. So I'm not sitting there. If I don't see it myself, I don't sit there and go, I don't start up a big old agenda and do this whole, I never want to see him kick a ball because I've just seen Staffy in the group chat. Like a few people having a little bit of fun with him because he scored. He goes, I hope you all saw that shit pass. It's like, that's an agenda. There's no reason to be angry tonight that Rasmus, it's one of them ones. I'm happy. So like I always say, if I predict something or I make a comment and I end up being wrong and it's a thing that makes my team better, I'm very, very happy. And look, Ahmad for me, go on, back to you, KJ.
Yeah, one last thing as well. It is frustrating. The one thing that is frustrating, the super chat said it. I'm not going to say I'm upset with the win because we've won, but it is frustrating that for the whole season, Ten Hag was playing his kamikaze football, island midfielder football all season, and it's only just now he decided to actually bring the midfielders closer together, bring the back line and the midfield closer together, play Bruno in his actual position after striker and not this deep line playmaker who's trying to make him do throughout the season. Like, it's just like, Eric, these are the reasons why we liked you last season and we wanted you to build upon that this season. You decided to go madness. Now everyone doesn't like, a lot of people don't like you. You got me wanting you gone, and now you do things that I like to see. And I'm like, Eric, that means you could be doing this. You could have been doing this. And, it's just frustrating. But at least he's doing it now, because if he wasn't doing it now up until this cup final, I would have been even more vexed. So at least he's doing it now. And hopefully, Brighton, we get a result. And then obviously, if we can just be solid, more solid in the cup final.
No, I agree. And just for people that maybe are new to the Terrace, when you say that he struggled with the knee injury, nothing I've said about Ahmad is to do with this season. When I watched him last campaign, did brilliantly when he was on loan. I said I was excited about seeing him in the team. I'm talking about my first impressions of him when he first came in. I wasn't particularly impressed. But what I also stated is I want to see him get a run of games. You're talking about a comment I made 3 years ago, not something I've said this season. So there's just some specificity on there for people when it comes to that. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am one game closer to never having to think about this season ever again, bro.
two games, bro. 2 games.
Yeah, I said 1 game closer. So that's what matters to me.
Ignore me and
I think as far as this game goes, I think anybody that is upset about it, I don't think you're being fair, because all we've asked for from Ten Hag, the reason why I was like, this guy has got to go, is because he refused to try something else. Don't ask me why he's decided that now when there's nothing to play for and the season is finished, you know what, let's try something else. But he did try something else. And honestly, I think we played some really good stuff. I saw some combinations. On the right, Ahmad was actually, interchanging 1-2, cutting around players in that, creating space. Bruno Fernandes was a shadow striker, false 9 kind of situation. He was away from where, if he loses the ball, he's going to be a nightmare for us, which you love to see. McTominay's McTominay. We won't talk about him. He didn't really do too much. But yeah, I don't think there's too much to be upset about, to be honest. I was just happy to watch a decent game of football, and we won and we scored some goals. I'm happy for Højlund to get on the score sheet. I've always believed that there's a player in there. I've never been on the bandwagon of get this guy out of here. I just think for any player that gets 1 chance a game, you're not gonna score every game. That's just how it goes. So yeah, we'll see who's our last game.
Brighton. So that's probably a draw.
Which is techie for us. We tend to struggle there regularly. So
yeah, that's a tricky one. Didn't we start the season losing to Brighton?
Probably.
Was that lost?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, you did. You lost to them. Yeah.
We lost to them. We lost to them early, not start the season, but
it was 3-1 in it. But
it'll be a perfect way to really bring the season full circle.
Amrabat.
Yeah, go on.
Amrabat.
Yeah,
Terry said he might want to potentially keep him depending on what the season's saying. What do you think? Do you think he's a player that we should invest in?
I don't understand what Amrabat is. I said it in a group chat while the game was going on. I was like, what the hell is going on with this guy? Because Ten Hag, the way that it was, the reports are coming out before the season started, everybody was like, this is the guy. He's going to come in. He's going to be Ten Hag's guy. Yeah, there was reports saying Ten Hag promised Amrabat that he's going to go and get him. Got him. We did nothing with him for ages. And then so to come into today, he plays. I'm watching the first half. I'm like, is he decent? He looks decent, but why would he have not played all season if he's decent? And then he would do something bozo, and then I'm like, actually,
he almost caused a pen.
He did. And I don't think it was perfect today, but he looked like a player today. Where if this was the first 4, 5, 6 games of the season, I think you would say he's finding his feet in the Premier League. And it's just weird. Like I've actually been quite impressed with him in the last 2 matches, but I do agree. I would love to sit down with him and they used to do in those American reality shows where they sit all the cast down at the end of the season and make them talk through all the problems. I'd love to sit there in between the two of them, Dr. Phil style, and find out what went wrong, because the last 2 matches show me that we could have got something out of him this year. Ahmad most certainly should have started multiple games sooner instead of Anthony starting out there. I know we had some times where Garnacho did okay on the right, but Rashford's had a terrible season. So why, Lord, was... I know he was injured for the first part, but why sooner wasn't Rashford taken out and Ahmad given games? And another thing as well today, and this isn't even a dig at Ten Hag, this is the last 2-3 Man United managers. Bruno's had an injury and been out for a couple of weeks. Came back and looked so fresh and alive. We overplay that guy to a point where he is knackered. And one of the reasons why Pep's teams are so good aside from him being a sensational manager, the players being brilliant, is the level of rotation that he brings into his teams. People stay fresh for longer, and it's so important to do it. And I get why Man United fans be frustrated. And Cedric, I just want to say, bro, I already praised Casemiro early on in the video. He did have a very good game today. I thought for a midfielder playing at centre-back, he was excellent in nearly, even when he got twined up by Gordon, I thought, oh, Pen, and he managed to pull out of it. That level of pull-out ability, there's a lot of my friends that were young dads that couldn't pull out that well. I'm telling you, bruv, it was absolutely quality. It was. Yeah.
But we'll see Ten Hag now. We'll see. This is Ten Hag like actually having a lifeline at Man United. This is what we're seeing? The youngsters.
Probably.
Definitely. Like, seriously, I'm watching today. I'm like, he benched Rashford. He played Amad Diallo. He played Amrabat. Things look good. They play good football, and players are happy. And I'm like, okay, so
too little, too late, more.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not. It doesn't look like it because the options are fantastic out there. If they were going and getting a top manager, you would say so. But otherwise, this guy looks like he's actually having a showcase for. Yeah, I can do better if I'm having flexibility. Maybe he was forced to play Rashford. Listen, Ten Hag. For me, I'm not a Man United fan, but I think Ten Hag should go. But I'm looking at it today, and I'm seeing someone who doesn't look nervous at all. Someone who looks like he is all right with what is happening. And that is a very scary feeling for like, he looked like he's comfortable at the touchline.
To be fair,
and I'm like, do you know something people don't know?
To be fair, I'd rather him look comfortable than stressed, because right now we need him to have a sound mind so we can have a 10% chance of winning that FA Cup final. So that's fine. It's a hard one because since Ineos has come in, his record has not been good. So it's not like he went through like a little bad patch and then like he's recovering back his form, and this is the Ten Hag that we knew from the rest of the entire season. This is something that's we've been waiting for like 6-7 months to see. And it's kind of like, I know he's doing it now, and I know the options aren't great for a replacement manager, but would you keep a guy who clearly has got the ability to change but chose not to? That's what I'm thinking.
I think I say a lot of United fans. What it does go to show, Mo. Remember when you said it was PR a few weeks ago that the new people coming in were telling him he's got to change how he plays. He has changed how he's played, and it may be a little too much, too little, too late. It may end up being what it is, but I just don't feel like reflecting on that stuff right now. I just want to watch the highlights. I haven't been able to watch highlights of a Man United game for weeks, and I love finishing work, sitting down with a glass of wine and putting on the highlights, and I haven't been able to do it. It's killed me. I haven't watched matches a day for about 2 months. I've got them all recorded on my Skybox, but I ain't been able to watch it.